and introduction at the first.
Okay.
Our topic today about the whole milk powder production product, and we are the dominant player in the market, and New Zealand as the world's largest country, responsible for about 55% of the market volume. First, we will go through the outline introduction, brands and markets, market type, still analysis, market volume and shape, market segmentation, factors affecting demand and supply-demand curve, elasticity and conclusion. Okay. What is whole milk powder? Simply, it is it's manufactured from water removal from the raw milk, turning it into powder. What the global whole milk powder production, international trade in 2020 estimated 2.7 million tons. New Zealand share was 55% of the whole market. Fonterra, our dominant player, represent or responsible for 95% of the dairy production in New Zealand, about 30% of the total or worldwide dairy production. What are the benefits of the whole milk powder? Especially if we know that we lose 80% of the raw milk, we got only 20% of the raw milk to get the whole milk powder. So what the benefit behind the industry of the whole milk powder? First, it can be stored at the ambient temperature. It can be easily transferred or loaded with no refrigerator needed. It has long shelf life okay. Referring to the world the market value. In 2021, the market volume, in 2021, the market reached $30 million and expected in 2027 to reach 45.1 million in 2027. The powder can be classified according to the application. We have infant formula, confectionery, sports and nutrition foods, bakery products, dry mix, fermented milk products, meat products, and others like drugs. Can be classified according to the product type. We have two types of powder: skimmed milk powder and whole milk powder. Can be classified also according to the function. It has segmented into emulsification, foaming, flavoring, and thickening. Global milk powder market drivers. The long shelf life of the whole milk powder than the liquid milk, and the ambient temperature that can be stored without refrigerators, without no infrastructure required. This can stimulate the market, and also the diversity of application in the food and beverage industry. This stimulates the market, and the awareness of the growing awareness of the in fitness can emerge the market.
Next.
The major players in the market: Nestle, Danone, Lactalis Group, and also Fonterra, Dairy Farmers of America, Arla Foods, Dean Foods, and Friesland Campina, Kraft Heinz, Saputo, Parmalat. The steps of manufacturing: we first receive the raw milk and subjected to the test to make sure it meets the requirement. Then pumped to the storage tanks, and the next step, cooling, separation and pasteurization, which means heating or boiling the milk at about 72 Celsius degree, 72 Celsius degree for 26 seconds to make sure that the harmful bacteria removed or killed. Then milk standardization means adjusting the fat ratio in the milk. The last two steps, concentration by evaporation and spray drying to powder, it tends to remove all the water and to reach the accepted ratio of the moisture. It's about 2.5 to 5% of the whole milk. About Fonterra, Fonterra was established in 2001 by merging three main players of the dairy industry in New Zealand. It's responsible for 30% of the raw milk industry in the world and 95% of the raw of the whole milk powder in the New Zealand country in New Zealand. The markets. Fonterra has many operations in different countries like New Zealand, China, Chile, Malaysia, Brazil, Indonesia, and Australia. Brands. There is a variety of brands like Mainland.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi.
Good. So my name is Hossein, and I'm sorry for being late. So what I'll be doing now is to explain what's going on with the whole milk powder, how this works. So thanks, Musa. First of all, let me start with. So I'll be talking about three main things. Number one, the market type of the whole milk powder and how it works. Number two, I'll be talking about the factors affecting the supply of the whole milk powder. Okay? All right, let's start. So basically, these data, well, I'd like to explain the whole milk powder for you from the beginning, if you don't mind, especially that part of the market. I won't take long, it's just 5 minutes. So first of all, what happened, as Musab mentioned, that Fonterra was a merge between three companies. They are cooperative companies, and this happened because at that time New Zealand wanted to dominate with that industry. So they wanted to do what we call a monopolistic competition. So they wanted to dominate the market. If you check the data, you'll find that at New Zealand in 2001, the contribution of the dairy or the milk industry was only around. They were producing.
They're exporting 95% of their food.
No, I mean, yeah, but I mean, and it's not mentioned here. I think what I wanted to say.
They are forcing to prevent monopoly by sharing 20% of the market.
No, I'll give you an extra that is not mentioned here. That they had 3.5 million cow head counts in 2001. And in 2021, they had, I'd say, 6.5 million. So that's the double of the number of the head counts of the cows, and this enabled them to produce around double or triple the quantity that they had to produce in the past. All right. So regarding the market delta, what's going on here is that there is lots of derivatives of milk powder, lots of derivatives of milk, and generally, if we are talking about what is dominating, so whole milk powder will be the winner. It is the dominator of that thing in the industry. It's like 57% of the export of that business. The second substitute, or the main substitute, is the skim milk powder. These are the main thing. We wouldn't be talking about this stuff, right? So these are the quantities produced by country. So New Zealand, as you can see, it's producing 1,600, I'd say 1,600,000 metric tons. It's like 57% compared to all other countries, so it's 57% of the thing. So factors affecting supply. Well, actually, there is a lot to say here. but I will just go quickly on these things. Uh, when we speak about supply, first of all, it's the animal health. It's all about the cows. One of the things that it is a biology thing, so you can't control it so much. You can't stop milking the cow. So once it goes on, it goes on. We need to keep the health of the cows. So this is very important. I mean, having head count of the herd, having good head count is very important. Keeping it healthy is also important for that industry. Number one is the logistics readability and credibility. So if we're talking about logistics, we're talking about transportation of milk across the country from farms to the plants and from plants to distributors. Animal strains. So this is a key thing. Actually, because of New Zealand and most of the European countries in the past, they had a thought that working with one of the strains called the Jersey cows, if you know about the strains, so the Jersey cows used to have 7% of fat, which gives them a better quality of cheese and this stuff. So what happens is that they substituted this to another strain called the Holstein Friesian. This is what you hear all the time about the Friesian strain. And this gives them higher or better solid percent, especially with the precious stuff, what we call the protein. If we go to the automation of the processes, like the milking process, became so automated, so you can imagine having people milking like 6 million cows a day. It's very hard, day and night milking. So automating this process is key, and this is what happened. We'll talk about the climate. So climate is one of the key things. Why? If the climate is good, this means there will be good grass. Good grass means good feed. It means that there is no need to spend money on the feed of the cows. It means a good milk at the high season. The urbanization, most of the new generation, especially what they call themselves Generation Z, they don't like this dirty business. No offense, but agriculture and veterinary science is a little bit tough. So most of the people are looking into working these, office jobs, and just like banking, IT, and stuff like that. So not many people are aiming to do this.
Next.
Okay.
Demand.
Thank you.
لما نيجي نتكلم عن الفاكتورز affecting demand، خلينا نتكلم ان الملك عامة هو دايما في ديماند. فهنا احنا بنتكلم عن الادفانتج بتاعت الميلك باودر، مش بنتكلم عن الديماند بشكل عام، لان اولويز في ديماند. فهنا هنتكلم عن ان هو يعني have a shelf, a long shelf time, convenient to hand. كل دي حاجات بتزود الديماند. والفرايتيز بتاعته، او خلينا نقول انت بتقدر تحدد انت محتاج ايه منه، يعني سواء تشتري لبن فيه بروتين عالي، فيتامينز، كل دي حاجات مش هتلاقيها في الروميل. دي السبستيتيوتس بتاعت الهول ميلك باودر، هنتكلم عنها في فتره جايه.
اشرح بسرعه انت شايف ان ينصح بين الجفرمنت سيرفيس زي النيوزيلاند جفرمنت، يعني زي النيوزيلاند جفرمنت بتساعد الفرونتير عشان هي تبروديوس اكتر وتكسبورت اكتر وتنزل الفاسيليتيز البروسيدجرز بتاعتهم، عشان هم مهمين للكونتري. يعني هم بيجيبوا حوالي 25 من استيراد البلد كله بيبقى عن طريق فرونتير. employment rate purchase power، employment rate يعني كل ما يزيد، هم دول يعني زي وجهين لحاجة واحدة كده. الemployment rate لما بيزيد بتبقى more expensive to hire skilled people, yet they will have more purchase power and they will buy more products. يعني effect of the economy overall زي ما حسام قال ان 95% من البرودكشن بتاع الفرونتير اصلا بيتصدر بره، فهو اي حاجه بتحصل في الايكونومي بره بتاثر على الفرونتير بشكل عام. الورك فورس برودكتيفيتي دي البرودكتيفيتي بتاعت البلد. في مثلا دوله زي يو اس الانتاج بتاعها البرودكتيفيتي بتاعتها زادت ب 15-20%، يس السيرفيس بتاعتها ما زادتش، فدي كانت حاجه كويسه في الفرونتير. الجي دي بي ريت كل ما يزيد طبعا ده انديكيشن كويس للبلد والايكونومي بتاعتها. الانفليشن ريت كل طبعا لما بيزيد بيقلل بيزود البرايس بتاع الفونتيرا فبيقلل البرودكشن كاستمر لويالتي بتاعتهم. الموفينج تورد فيجن ده طبعا مش كل يعني كل ما تزيد كل ما البرودكشن بتاع الفونتيرا يعني بيقل شويه. الاتيتيود تورد سيفنج اللي هو يعني مثلا في كونتريز زي تشاينا او حاجه السيفنج بتاعتهم بتبقى زياده شويه فده بيأثر على الكونسومشن وكده. والكونستراكشن سوسايتي ده بمعنى مثلا ان أي جنريشن بيدومينت في البلد مثلا زي مثلا حاجة زي جدانا وكده بيبقى الأوردر بيبقى أكتر فده المفروض برضه في الفونتيرا إن هو يتارجت الناس دي. البيرث ريتس اللي هو التانية بتبقى الإنديكيشن بالبرودكت الكونسومشن بتاع الميلك والميلك والفاليو. السيرشن ديفلوبمنت طبعا ده حاجة كويسة إن كريت انوفيشن وحاجات كده. الكوميرس كريتيكال لأي شركة طبعا. integration of technology into society of business ده مثلا يعني لو فونتيرا داخله بلد او حاجه لازم تتاكد ان الانفراستراكشر والحاجه بتاعت البلد يعني suitable للفاسيلتيز بتاعتهم.
Thank you. Next.
كده
Skip.
طيب الماركت سيجمنتيشن هتتقسم
Yes, this one.
قبل ما نتكلم عن الديماند والسبلاي كيرف في حاجه مهمه جدا بتاثر في السبلاي. زي ما اسامه قال ان احنا بنتعامل مع انيمالز كاوز، فازاي ان اللبن السبلاي بتاعه بيقل؟ ما انت يو اولويز هاف كاو، فليه ما فيش لبن؟ فهنا خلينا نقول حاجه يعني ان في حاجه اسمها كولكشن كيرف في الساوثن هيموسفير، الجزء الجنوبي من الكره الارضيه اللي هي الارجنتين، نيوزيلاند، اللي هم انتاج اللبن بتاع العالم كله يعتبر هناك. هم فصولهم مختلفه شويه هناك. الربيع عندهم بيبتدي في شهر 8 و9، ده بقى يعتبر فصل يعني الفصل بتاع الفرح بالنسبه للكام، لان بيبقى الجريس عالي، شمس على طول، مطر على طول، فبتاكل كويس. وبعدين بيبقى ده موسم اللي هو بيبقى فيه بيبداوا يولدوا بقى شويه. اوكي. بس هنا السبلاي عندنا هتلاقيه حتى بيبتدي يقل في شهر 12، فده برضه بسبب اللي انا كنت بتكلم فيه ان انت بتبتدي في شهر 12 او ده يعتبر الخريف عندهم، فبيبقى الاكل قليل، بيبتدوا يعتمدوا على العلف، فبيبتدي الكالفينج سيزون هناك، فبيبقى انتاج اللبن قليل على عكس اللي بيحصل في الربيع. والديماند كيرف على طول عالي، يعني على طول الديماند كيرف عالي بسبب ان دايما في طلب، حتى في الفترات اللي هي شهر 12 اللي بيبقى السعر في اعلى حاجه تقريبا، وبيبقى في ديماند بسبب المميزات الهول ميلك باودر. هنا في الاستيستي بسبب ان في بدائل كتيره للهول ميلك باودر. ممكن نبدا conclusion. Okay. Conclusion: whole milk powder is one of the most critical commodity. ده بسبب اهميته